Here's the problem with nepotism in most companies, why many companies are sort of cautious about nepotism. If it's a family-run business where the entire family works there, then the family that plays together and works together usually stays together, and they don't offer opportunities to people who are outside the quote-unquote family unless they're a close family friend of someone who is a family member. That can be good for business, but it can also be bad for business because the person who's the outsider, technically, of the family might get blamed for things that an insider of the family might actually be doing illegally, immorally, or otherwise. The other challenge to national corporations who allow their employees to hire a lot of family members is that family leader is often having the loyalty to them instead of to the corporation, to its policies, to its procedures, to its practices for performance and productivity, to its evaluation process. You see, people who are consumers in a consumer goods store are expecting a certain level of quality of the product based on the type of store that is hosting that item. If it's sort of a thrifty type of store, where it's a impoverished-oriented, targeted market store, we expect things to be not exactly perfect. There might be remnants, there might be pulled string, or it might be that the food is on the edge of timeout. It could also just be smaller portions of the food sold because the companies have a philanthropic policy that they can place higher priced goods in certain stores that sell higher priced goods, and they can take lower priced goods and serve it, if it's not exactly up to quality standard, even though it's still good, and sell it to lesser quality stores. And I don't mean it's a lesser quality store, I just mean that the prices are less expensive. We all know that if you travel to different cities, cost of living can be higher in certain places than others, so there's no challenge. But if a company employee has nepotism as a focus of their hiring process, we start to lose the quality standards of the vendors and their code of ethics that they require in order to be placed in a national or international conglomerate type of business. You see, just because you peddle some goods that are inexpensive doesn't mean there isn't millions of dollars in negotiations behind what is on the shelves in your store. It doesn't mean that there aren't legal obligations to how that item is supposed to be displayed, on what level shelf it's supposed to be at, in terms of eye level to you or to children. At the same time, certain brands totally expect that their brand label will be very clearly visible. In other words, the person stocking the shelves has to be willing to face all of those labels outward instead of in a hodgepodge, quick, I'm going to stock type of way. It doesn't take more than a few seconds to switch a label to face it out so that there's a visual beauty of the shelving of a person's products, of a vendor's investment in your store.